character except for maybe Zach. I expect maybe there will be more importance put on that Zach first pick here for Team NWE at least.
It's interesting because, now COG gets to be first pick, and they actually decide they want to get rid of the Karthus instead and put all 3 bands on that mid laner. And of course, right away, iDream is like, I got Zach, dog.
He had a pretty good time up there in that top lane. He was the one who got his kill without a gank. He did get extra damage, so you have to say that. But he was still able to handle that cannon extremely well.
That was a good chance for this one. We can see what adaptations these teams do make. NWE, again, making that one change, saying, and they have to know that Zach's going to come through here, right? They have to guess that's going to be the first pick. So they've formulated at this point a plan for what they're going to do about him.
They haven't switched off that Lulu man either, though. That's Zamfara's bread and butter, basically. I really want to see it. I wish they would have let it through.
We'll see if maybe one of the other, if COG does keep winning, we'll see if someone lets that through in the finals, or if just there's just other adaptations to come through here. So Jarvan and Thresh coming through. Good picks, of course. We saw Jarvan last time from Promotional. He liked that one. And of course, the Thresh is a good support pick in general. Different hooks.
Yeah, and since they left the Elise because of switching the ban to Karthus, they also didn't pick it away. COG are going to pick that one up. That's something that I thought they were trying to do, sort of kill 2 birds right there, because NWE, their jungler is Elise jungler as well, so they could have taken that instead of Jarvan. So much emphasis is being put on Jarvan, though, these days.
Yeah, a lot of teams are really liking it.
He's just so flexible from the jungle.
He really is, and you saw him, almost turn a lot of things around, almost make some really, really great plays, had some very narrow misses, and they're waiting for the last second. Okay, I was like, that'd be interesting, but they're going to go for the same comp so far, back to the Xin Zhao jungle, back to that Zach top lane. The Caitlyn, again, grabbed right here, so very similar setup so far for COG.
Yep, they do have that PvE AD carry in Caitlyn, as well as they're now the ones with with their early minion. Well, actually, it puts pressure on you. If you pick Caitlyn, then you need to win that lane in laning phase.
Yes.
Because that's a lot of what makes that champion good, is the power that she's just assumed she will bully a duo lane.
Well, and when you look at a new comp coming through, though, they realized that what worked last time, didn't end up working. So new setup here, the Vayne. That was Miriam's actually favorite AD carry. I went and talked to the players backstage. He's like, so give me the lowdown on you guys. It's been hard watching you just a little bit with the LCS going on. He's like, Miriam's Vayne is a really big deal. So let's see if he can pull that one out.
I like Fiddlesticks too, because Vayne does get in fairly close range, and the single target lockdown from Fiddlesticks with that fear is one of the best in the game.
That's terrifying.
It's terrifying for any AD carry.
All right, of course, the last few picks going to come through, and actually a pretty different lineup now. So Karthus being dropped out. Instead of running another carry mid laner, it's the Orianna. It's the control lane.
Yeah.
But a lot of area effect now for this lineup as well, as we saw the Fiddlesticks come through.
That is Zamfira's third sort of go-to champion. So not only is this a comfort pick for him, but it also works very well with both the Xin Zhao and the Zach. Xin Zhao, you can send in Xin Zhao with it, pull everyone in with the shockwave, and then knock them away with his own ultimate. Meanwhile, iDream, we've already seen so many ballistas with the Zach plus Ori combo.
So now we just need the mid laner to come through right here. Of course, the Shen top lane. Ooh, it is going to be a Swain coming through. So a lot of damage.
If my research serves me well, that's a Quas going there with the Swain.
Interesting.
He might go mid again.
Yeah, we saw them.
Swain, he's got the cane. Long lanes, not good for those old knees.
We did see him swap last time. So there's absolutely a potential here. So now actually, this team has picked 3 of the 4 ninjas, by the way. They picked Kennen and Zed last time. They've got Shen now.
Have you seen the 3 ninjas? That was one of my favorite movies growing up.
But there are 4 ninjas.
I love 3 ninjas.
That's nice. Thank you, Kobe.
Light up the eyes. All right, we'll have to see if they can light up the eyes, though.
Champion, so Champion's like on and ending. A couple of new picks coming through here. It's fun watching Swain in competitive, man. I haven't seen him very often, but that is a very fun champion to play with. The heavy sustain is nice. And as the seconds tick down, Quas is now swapping that away.
Yeah, so having this very, very tanky team for NWE sort of creates a dangerous battleground to fight they've got Swain, who's going to constantly both be dealing damage and healing himself. Meanwhile, they've got Jarvan, who can literally change the terrain that you're fighting in. So they've created a very interesting situation here for Vayne to be able to tumble in and out of this. She can actually make use of all of these solo laners and their jungler for peel.
And you think about how hard that is going to be to like lock down a Zac, right? He jumps in, right? He puts down the Let's Bounce and gains movement speed during Let's Bounce. It's kind of hard to get rid of that guy. And up until 3.10a, got tenacity as well. He's like, well, here's a Cataclysm. You're not getting out of this one. The walls are high. They're too high for you. So a lot of good ways to control that one.
They don't look that high, but they are.
It's enough. It's enough for Zac.
And they've also got a Thresh Lantern. So if worse comes to worse, Zac's on you. Take the Dark Passage.
So here we go, guys. Game 2 has started. COG, the blue team, they are 1-0 so far. They're going to look to make that 2-0, win the best of 3, and move on to Sunday's finals. New World Eclipse had the slightly better record during the regular season. They had lost the head-to-head matchup in the season before, though. Of course, down 0-1, but see these guys can pull it on through. Right now, early wards coming across. And people are just kind of sniffing each other out for the level 1. No major invades happening just yet.
That's interesting, because the manager for COG said they have a pretty good record specifically against New World Eclipse. But New World Eclipse in that Mobify Challenger series that you're talking about was 9-4, so they're actually sort of 2 spots above COG, who were 7-6.
Yeah.
But that's against varying opponents.
But you even see that in the LCS as well, right? Where you've got, people are like, our scrim record's actually really good against Cloud9. It's like, yeah.
Seems to be Scara saying that they have a good matchup against some specific team.
And I mean, it just depends. Maybe some teams just get nervous all the time, actually, and they take scrims just better. It's something that some teams need to work out and play the right way all the time. But COG going for a late invade right here in the face of a ward. And they're backing out, but they've got a ward on the blue buff.
And MiWi just put that ward over the wall, too. Very, very convenient timing there. No members of COG saw that one go down. So even though they got a ward into this blue, NWE have assumed that there is a ward there. So they know that they can see you, Freak.
Yeah, they can guess that pretty well. They know. Everyone knows that everyone knows everything. But the blue buff trade just going to be what happens right here. NWE going to give that over to their Jarvan and Prom Siri. He's going to be nice and happy. And MiWi's going to share a little bit of the experience here, or at least get one of the souls. Silenced up, and Valkyrin takes the CS. So 1-0 Valkyrin, early gold lead for him. It's going to be useful.
So he started off with the silence too, Dark Wind, very popular. That's where you get most of the harass from. It's later that you level up that Terrify and go for the lockdowns. But that is such a good tool for setting up ganks. And once again, we've got an early ganker, Xin Sao, amazing at coming into the lane. If you can lock him down with even the early levels of fear, which aren't as terrifying, then Xin Sao he has a very easy follow-up.
We'll see if they can do it right there. You notice that MiWi and Miriam hanging on very opposite sides of the screen to make sure they don't get both bounced to. You've seen 2 Dark Winds in a row now. Only hit 1 champion. So already NWE know what this lane's about. Promise though, not level 3 though. Didn't get the entire camp when he stole the blue buff. So a level below what he'd like to be.
How often do you see a dual lane being the ones without wards here?
Wow. Nice attempt right there. The hook doesn't land into the 5 bounce silence as well. MiWi down to 200. Oh! And then 120 health right there. Really close one.
And that's just level 1 Terrify that only lasts 1 second.
Yeah. The damage is going to go up a little bit more from there if he doesn't learn Drain. Rank 1 Piltover Peacemaker. But Captain Ziploc, though, of course, remember that brush was pink warded, so there's nothing that's going to see him go in.
And they just put that pink ward to prep this gank here. So they wanted some answer back for that early pressure.
But look at that. They're already zoned back. Valkyrin and nothing here, forcing them well away.
Like we said, it's a Caitlyn lane, too.
Yeah. So no gank's going to happen this time around. Quas still going to try to farm up. He's got 16 minions compared to the 17 of Oriana's. He's actually holding up pretty much equally here. 17-17, level 4 for Quas' mid lane. iDream and Xiao in that battle. And last time iDream won his lane against Xiao. We'll see if the Shen does any better than the Kennen, but so far 21-15 doesn't look like it.
And we're going to have iDream continually shoving this lane up so that they can gain vision of that area. He doesn't have wards for himself, so he's actually vulnerable to a gank. But as a jungler, looking at a Zac lane, it it kind of makes you not. Maybe you'd rather go mid.
Oh man, another flash force there by Promotional. So he's now ganked successfully more often than Captain Ziploc has. Forced 2 flashes out, but he's got to revisit one of those lanes if he wants to get a kill. Nero in a little bit of a fight right there. Promotional going back for the mid lane, flashes in, does slam the knockup. This could be so bad for Zamfira. A lot more pain coming across. There's a W. First blood picked up for Quas. Incredibly well played.
So revisiting with a flash.
Yeah.
That Zamfira has to play extremely careful to be able to avoid a Jarvan gank with a flash at this point. He would have to ward up both sides of the river. So he took a little chance there, wanted to get a few more CS before going back, and that's one of the times where you pay for not being careful.
And here comes the, there we go, another flash force. Oh, unfortunately, it was not in range of Valkyrie. Nothing here, had to burn his. So now there's no flashes here.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can revisit.
And Promotional has gotten how many flashes this game? Every single time.
3, and there's the play. Valkyrie's not going to be in a good place. The knockup lands, condemned into the wall. 2 more attacks to go. Exhaust knew he's not going to mean a whole lot, and it's going to be an escape for NWE. 2-0 now. Completely opposite game.
This is terrifying now for COG instead, because the Vayne is now ahead in CS. That's something you never want, especially against the Caitlyn. Plus, Vayne was the one to get the last hit on that. They carefully gave the kill over, and he's going to go back with a large sum of money in his pocket. Not enough for a BF sword or anything like that, but he'll probably pick up some attack speed.
He's got exactly enough for a Bilgewater Cutlass. So if he wants to pick that one up, Miriam just keeps recalling Envision of people. Ziploc actually going to jump in right here. Miriam does have the barrier, though. He will survive. And all right. Ziploc's going to let him go.
He'll take the win.
Finally burns the Summoner spell.
Got his Summoner and gets back out.
All right, there we go. Another fight in the mid lane. Zamfira, nice. He's actually going to be able to shield off the damage over time. Interestingly enough, that Swain was picked into the Orianna. Quas was like, yeah, I'll fight you with that one. Even though Ori can just like, oh, I'll just shield like the damage. Not a big deal.
And like I said, it's because Zamfira plays a lot of Orianna. They were sort of expecting that to be the secondary pick that he would go to after Lulu. And him picking Karthus really caught them off guard. That's why they changed their ban. And they didn't want to ban Zac. They'd rather ban out the second pick there from Zamfira and make him go Orianna.
All right, so that's the one coming through right here. Quas, of course, stealing away some of those wraiths we just saw a second ago. Now level 6, last hitting as best he can under the turret. Notice they're like toggling the ult for just a second to get them all low and then trying to last hit the rest with auto attacks. Decent job. There we go, 21 gold. And he's still keeping up 40, actually excelling, I would say, 47 to 30 in minion kills this mid lane. Quas is getting farther and farther and farther ahead. He's doing an incredible job here.
Up top, we have dual pink wards too. So after they got the lead for that lane, they've shored up all their entrances. Even the lane bush there was warded with a pink ward before it just ran out. So they're not looking to let go of this lane anytime soon.
And the blue buff also going to go over to Quas. So just a lot of things now going NWE's way. They're up 1,300 gold right now, scaling farther and farther ahead. Their late game, of course, incredible as well. The Shen actually, this time around, we haven't seen him in a while, but Xiao is keeping up with iDream. 55 to 56. These guys are doing pretty all right. Xiao hasn't even had to buy just yet. iDream went back for his first item just finally. Promotional, of course, still has about a minute left on Zamfira's flash. Could maybe get a knockup out of this and another gank before that Orianna hits 6.
It's going to be a dual gank, though. We're going to have a counter incoming. Xinsao has showed himself first, so NWE could play this one into their hands if Quas can bait it in.
There's the bait. He's going to jump right for another flash. That is 4 flashes now that Promotional has forced to burn. Now he needs to get iDream and make it all 5.
Very subtle bait there by Quas. We saw him this time taking the dangerous route that we talked about, the safe route being a little bit longer. So that was a move that you would consider very likely that he would take anyway, and they didn't see that one coming.
All right, well played. So another flash down. I'm sure he'd like some more kills, but at least he got rid of the flashes. Maybe we'll open up some more kills later on for his team. The bottom lane fight still happening. You can see the minions pushed up to the turret. But look how aggressively that these guys are playing now. Suddenly the Vayne Thresh lane is like, yeah, we're going to kind of body up to you. You're going to have to hide away from us. We'll last at the minions and fight you. No big deal. And they're doing a really good job here. This NWE duo lane really doing great.
They also have a lane gank coming in for them. And this is a level 6 red buff Jarvan. He doesn't have flash this time. So it's really going to be all on Miwi to set this gank up. If he can land the skill shots or get in there even close for a flay,
Well, he's walking forward. He's certainly zoning the team out. At the very least, they're missing out on minion kills now. So COG very much forced back. You're seeing actually a ping is sent down there saying, you know, we think there might be a Jarvan around there. They're playing really aggressively. And he actually pings some of the pink wards as well, saying, look, you could sneak into those brushes. Let's be really careful. There's probably someone around here.
Ziplock's walking on a ward here, though. So Quas again with another opportunity to bait. This time, he's just going to act normal so that he can waste time of Captain Ziplock. Since he has no backup in the area, baiting would be very unfortunate. You don't want to set up a trap.
Bait yourself.
You don't want to set up a trap if you don't have anything to actually finish them off. When
it's like putting a piece of cheese down, but just a piece of cheese.
Yeah,
not just eats
there's
it and
no
walks
mouse
away.
trap there. It's just a piece of cheese on the ground.
And problems. Oh no.
They killed the ward.
Are we cheering for wards already again? Is this what's happening, PAX?
It's early.
You're hurting me a little bit.
All right, Valkyrin's level 6. So up in the top lane, everybody's looking for the level 6 Crow Storms coming down. And NWE know it. They're just going to back off.
The support mains.
Every single person in here, a support main. Oh, there's a Cataclysm.
There you go. The jump in prompts you down to half HP, level 6. There's the shockwave coming across. But this might just be Jarvan going down. Nice pick up there. Going to trade back, though. Junglers have died, and the flash now out of his own turret. Zamfira might just survive this one.
Very, very timely answer there. Good thing for Shen coming in. The shield wasn't enough to save.
Here comes a Crow Storm over the top. The fear comes across. Is it going to be enough? He picks up the lantern. But Miwi is already in range of the Crow Storm anyway.
Oops, too close!
Goes for the fight anyway. Box up nothing here. Hooks in Valkyrin, but Miriam, he was too low from the Caitlyn, so there's going to be a disengage here for NWE. And still getting lower. Yeah, Miwi's got to take that in the head. And they're going to survive. But here comes Quas.
Oh, Quas is coming to the back.
This could be dangerous. Doesn't have much mana. Another flash forced. Only has 2 spells up. Is it going to be the
got the red buff hit.
Not enough, though. All right, nice attempted gank there. Still 3-1 right here. Guys traded kills in their last engage. Traded a lot of summoner spells and ultimates in the one just a second ago.
You have to wonder if Miwi had gone for the hook onto Caitlyn instead there. Probably would have been a kill.
Yeah, I think so. But instead, we're just going to see the wave clear come through in the mid lane. Zamfira, of course, didn't go gank the top lane, so he gets to shove the minions out. Force Quas back to the base. Quas has an early Rod of Ages, 11 minutes and 30 seconds. That is a fairly early Rod of Ages, so a lot of power going to be coming through that Swain.
Ooh, yeah, that's even more scary than the Karthus last game.
Yeah.
A big thing from that early jungle skirmish, though, is that Shen Stand United was used. So it's going to be, he's got half cooldown still on that one. So this Zac Shen lane is definitely going in favor of Zac now. Not only did he get an extra minion wave, but there's also not that threat he has to worry about trying to interrupt a Stand United very deep.
Yeah, now he gets to use his ultimate to fight instead of like saving it for the Stand United. So a couple of cool openings there. COG going to shove that top lane up one more time. And they're going to move actually down through the jungle a little bit. So another ward go down on the Tri-Rush, a trap down there as well. And they regroup and say, yeah, we're going to push this turret a little bit. But as we just keep seeing, the Vayne Thresh tends to bully these guys out.
Oh, he hits it!
He finds something here, gets the flay as well. One more attack. Nope, he's going to go for Valkyrin. Lantern comes on down. The Fear doing good damage. Miriam down to half HP, but still chasing through. Sinjak coming up from the jungle, but he's not going to find anything useful.
Well, that Terrify's
Not
level
yet.
4 now. It's 2.5 seconds, and that's the only reason Vayne didn't tumble in there to follow up on the hook into Flay, because he knows 2.5 seconds, Caitlyn can take out half his life in that time, so he doesn't want to overcommit.
But in the meantime, though, Captain Ziplock waits around in a brush by the river. It was pink warded, but unfortunately the lane doesn't push down far enough to matter. So he's going to turn around, start the blue buff up for Zamfira. Going to make sure that Orianna has some nice cooldown reduction and a ton of mana on top of that Chalice. So that's going to be a pretty happy Orianna. Level 9, hopefully going to keep his lane going okay. But of course, Quas has still been dominating level 10, 107 minions. And that's just still been a big factor for these guys.
And he's also, when he started that Doran's Ring, you get extra mana on killing a unit. Now they're going for the flash engage.
And there's a jump on in. The flash not available for Zamfira. The Cataclysm lasts in the full duration. And there's the push on in. 400 health. Puts in the distance. Here comes Captain Ziplock with the counter engage. Flashes in for the ultimate to knock them both back and won't find any more kills, but does save his teammate, who didn't even have flash and still got out.
Oh, Zamfira saved himself with that dodge on the Never move. Barely a sliver that he could walk inside the Cataclysm to get to the very edge, and he was able to dodge it. That right there is the only reason he got out alive.
Well, incredible plays then by Zamfira. Even though he's down, still definitely not out. Doing a pretty good job. Ziplock gets jumped on, though. The double knock is going to come through. This is not good. Sinjao's going to go down. Another kill picked up for Quas. And the stun now onto Valkyrin. The Terrify comes across, but it's enough. The kill comes off. That's going to be Valkyrin going down. Nothing here getting chased as well. Do they have the damage they need to dive the turret? There's the barrier coming through the play, but the health bar is so low. MWE will go down. And that's going to be 2 double kill for nothing here.
Yeah, overcommitment. You can say that was an overcommit. Shen, Stand United's available, by the way.
It is up now and didn't manage to use it to save anyone.
So he was currently fighting Zach, so he probably went through the process in his mind. Yes, I could give him the shield, but I won't be able to come. Not quite sure if the shield will be enough.
I think it would have been.
I think it would have been enough.
I think it would have been.
But that's the process they were going for.
Okay, it was a nice try right there. Interesting fight. Of course, 1 kill was picked up, but now it's 2 kills on both AD carries. The minion kill is basically identical as well, 117 to 115. But now, Mirum, of course, with that Blade of the Ruin King, is going to be pretty fearsome. He's not going to grab the red buff here, so it's interesting. These teams are kind of setting up. Yep, we're cheering for more kills here at PAX. We're doing it. It's happening. I can't stop it.
Let's talk about that Swain a little bit more. He landed the second Never move, which was on Xin Zhao, who was not CC'd at all. And I have to say that probably comes from a lack of playing against Swain. You just sort of get a feel for ranges on all the abilities in the game just by playing a lot, as much as these guys do.
Yeah.
And Swain being such a rare pick, he may just have been a little bit rusty there, not had quite the right gauge on the length.
Might have just been what happened right there, but the push still coming through. Of course, first turret in the mid lane had gone down. That was NWE picking that one up. They do have a 2,000 gold lead because of all this, and they also have ward control over Dragon. But first, they're lurking through the jungle, putting wards down.
They're looking for another Captain Ziplock Never move.
And there comes the Cataclysm. He's going to jump out of it. Nice move right there, but still getting knocked up. He's still going to go down as well. Nice attempted escape, but NWE picking up a kill in the jungle. And if they want to go for it, they do have the ward control over Dragon.
Ziplock down again to the Swain pick here. Now, if you play against Quas, then you play against Swain. He's definitely known for that champion, but he's making a good case for himself right here.
Yeah, he's already going for the early Zonias or Death Cap, depending on what he wants out of that build. I think it's more likely than the Deathfire Grasp at the very least, but now the Dragon at half HP, Quas showing up as well. It'll burn in actually pretty much every cooldown here, just not the W, putting out a little bit of damage. The Dragon goes down. So NWE now the team in control of the neutral objectives. First Dragon goes to them, first turret as well. Kill still in their lead.
So the picks went definitely more as planned here for New World Eclipse than last game. And also the play.
Oh, but the Crow Storm is going to do so much damage. Is it going to be enough? It's not just yet. It comes across. NWE survives. Are you serious? And now Mirum in a 1 versus 1. Put some damage, but nothing here actually forcing him away. This could be a rest in Peacemaker. Oh, no! Oh, no! Another double kill. Nothing here. Oh, that was rough.
Oh, that was the ace to the wrong hole.
Oh,
he didn't have to take that.
Oh, no. And now Xiao not in a good place. Flashing over the wall. Idri not going to chase him down. 6-7. That kill lead got a little bit closer. Oh, man.
He had the
barriered it. Oh, man.
Okay, we got to work on their synergy. That's what we'll call it.
It's off, man. It's off.
MWE, though, that shows that he was willing to jump in front of a bullet.
For his AD carry.
That's the type of support you want. Are we going to show it again? Oh,
yeah. No. The damage output. The Crow Storm coming across. Really good Shen shield, though.
Yeah, one more shot would have finished him off here. This is really the outplay. Vayne knows that she's trying to get away right here. She's got some in the back pocket. I've got a barrier, but MWE takes it to the face instead.
It saved his flash. And, of course, there was the... That's a nice kill right there, though, Jarvan going down. So.
The Zac. They keep giving him Zac. He's gone through it again. iDream's been making really good use of that champion as well. I have to think that if it goes to a third match,
you don't let him get
not going to let him have that again.
Got to find a different ban. Sorry, you might have to let Lulu go through, which, oh, darn.
Shucks.
Shucks, I mid Lulu. Darn. I didn't want to cast anything unique. That said, we've still got the Swain coming through. So I'm pretty happy with all this, to be honest. Here we go. Quas going to last it into the turret again. Pulse the ultimate just long enough to bring them down to 1 auto attack. I like the move he does right there. It's a really low cooldown ultimate. It's like 7 seconds. So,
and the ultimate for Swain, if you don't, the longer, the more it costs for each wave. Goes up by 5 after every wave.
So he's going to do short pulses, last hit, and then course, he's got a Doran's Ring, he's got a good amount of mana and his passive, so he sustains back up, and it is going to be Zhonya's here for Quas. Of course, that ultimate does keep going through Zhonya, so he can jump in, get low, pop it, heal up during Zhonya's, and then be like, I'm still full health!
Yeah,
kill a bunch of people.
Similar style to why Kennen really likes Zhonya's.
Yeah.
Same thing. Big AoE ultimate that still works while you are in, statue mode.
This one heals, though. Kennen used to buy
Kennen
Spell Vamp.
stuns. Okay.
He used to buy Spell Vamp.
There's all right, we're going to have action here. The Caitlyn and Fiddlesticks lane, after finishing up with their turret, decide to change targets and go for that mid turret. Because like we said, Caitlyn, PvE champion. She's always looking at the next turret she's going to take down.
She kills everything. That's not what the E stands for. Environment. Whatever. Moving forward, though, of course, the 2 turrets have gone down. We kind of missed some of that bottom turret going down as well, but iDream made that one happen. So you're seeing COG really come back into this one and almost tie up the gold now. Only 800 gold separates. There's the pull onto Valkyrie, though, flayed back as well, but the fear on Quas, keeping him from doing basically anything, forced to run away. Doesn't even have upgraded boots. I want to see who goes Merc Treads, because that fear is going to really be scary here.
I'd say Vayne is going to get a QSS pretty soon here.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty likely. He's got the Zeal so far. Didn't go for the Zephyr build that we've seen Doublelift go
that's
for.
True. That's true. I do like that build as well.
Oh, wow. Just soloed him out there. Orianna burst. A little bit scary. Zamfira had a bit of a rough lane, still turns it around.
Orianna burst?
Yeah. It's decent.
Yeah.
It's decent. So now the siege might just continue. Of course, Zamfira now being left alone for the right-hand side secondary turret. That's going to be some good damage dealt down to that turret right there. You're seeing it now. Lose a good amount of health per attack. Actually, no one's even stopping him.
Yeah, Orianna burst followed up by Orianna split push. This all seems according to plan.
This is standard cognitive gaming style, and it's working, to be fair. Another wave clear coming out. Quas getting a lot of farm for this one, 185. Although, you look at this, he was winning his lane so hard against Zamfira. Zamfira's now actually got more minion kills, got a turret, got a solo kill. Xiao's going to try to counteract this one with the top lane push, but COG are making a lot better things happen in the mid game.
Yeah, take a look at that gold score here. We're bang on even. Yep. So this game got extremely fun real quick. We're going to have to look for if COG can actually pull off those AoE combos that we were talking about in Champ Select, because they're definitely going to need them to land on overlapping targets. Vayne is going to be trying her darndest to be weaving in and out of these team fights while the rest of the team screens for her, basically.
Yeah.
So it's really going to be about COG being able to land the AoE on her, because all the other targets are great, but you want to get at least part of it overlapping onto that Vayne.
Well, there we go. 3 turrets have gone down. And just to think about threats as well, you got to remember, Quas being 4-0, like, yeah, Vayne's got 3 kills, she's all scary, but like, a 4-0 Swain can carry a game. Like, that dude is, because he won't die, basically. And so, with having a Zhonya's, you've got to time, like, who's got Ignite up in the team fight to cut his healing in half. And so iDream and Zamfira need to pretty well coordinate their Ignites to help Quas from crushing them hard.
We'll hope that they can coordinate summoners better than NWE's top lane can coordinate their summoners. Then.
We'll see. It's going to be important. And the Oracle, guys, the Oracles is here. You know what's going to happen. I'm not trying to encourage it.
Oh, you're building it up now?
No, I'm just letting you guys know so that you're forewarned. There's an Oracle's wards will be dying here today.
The thing is, Shen has Stand United available, and so Zach immediately running down the river to trying to get into the position, but he doesn't have the upgraded boots, so he's not going to make it here in time.
All right, well, good pickup there. NWE finding the Dragon, putting them back in the gold lead. Whoa! 30 gold for Valkyrie.
Oh, no! Quas is walking into the team. That would actually be the ideal target for NWE to start this off.
There's a jump on in. The shot of the opening come across. Quas jumping into the front line. Mirum has gotten out. Props are going to go down. Quas finds one. He's been exhausted. He's been terrified, but he will not go down just yet. iDream getting jumped on. Mirum still surviving. Ziploc finally picks up the kill, though. It's been a trade. And, of course, the Bloblets not yet going down. Can they do the damage? Where's the Nevermove? Where's the damage output? It's almost going to be enough.
Oh, he gets back up!
There's the Zhonya's. Oh, can he find iDream? No! Nothing here. Rest in Peacemaker. Another kill coming across. Shao going to go down as well. Nothing here. Cleans up with a triple kill. Nothing to see here.
That's a beautiful job of fighting with a Zac in your team. They kite away while they're ignoring the Bloblets. As soon as they turn around to back to focus iDream's Bloblets that are on the ground, both damage sources return to finish it off and turn it around on a New World Eclipse, affording them a tower as well. Huge fight for them.
That was absolutely massive here. So turret, that's going to go down 5-1 now. This is starting to look a little bit like that last game. Well, NWE this time are controlling dragons. The turret game, it was COG's last time. It's theirs this time as well.
Let's definitely take another look at this because they started off. There's the AoE onto Vayne that we said was going to be so crucial. And from this point on, she's poking from the inside out, being very, very worried about her health. She does get a good condemn, but Xin Sao is able to stick onto her. And even though Quas did a great job in the upper left corner, as they turn to finish off the bloblets here, it's deceiving how far away they are, and iDream does get back up mid-fight. This Caitlyn's still at full life. Maybe, you know, Caitlyn is one of those guys that PvEs only to PvP. She wants to get her epic weapon, and then she'll come to the PvP
Got
fight.
full purples. All right, I'll
there
start
you go.
going to the arena.
Full purples Caitlyn coming to town. Those Infinity Edge crits, along with the penetration, just hurt way too much. Are able to clean it up.
It was an interesting fight, too, because, like, both front lines, like, dived the back lines.
Yeah.
Like, Vayne went down pretty fast to Zac. Quas actually killed Zamfira and Valkyrin, but you're right.
And again,
nothing here. Just was not going
That
down.
brings us back to our point about the Zac. He's the front line that's making all the problems for Dual Eclipse here.
2-0-4. The 1-4 and 3 captains of block. Though his score doesn't look amazing, he was definitely instrumental in that kill on Vayne last time around.
Yeah.
So he's useful right now. Going for the Ninja Tabby as well. He's got some extra armor. He's going to be doing what he can. Of course, now the top lane siege is what's important. COG, of course, with the Oracles, there's no vision on them, so they're looking to be just a little bit sneaky here.
Shen has his Stand United available, but it's so risky to have your tank be the split pusher. Need to have him at the beginning of the fight to actually start it off with taunts. When he comes in late with a Stand United, those few seconds missing your front line can mean the difference between Vayne getting crushed down. We saw the Orianna burst already with the potential to solo Vayne. NWE have to be very worried about that.
They do have to be. So there we go. The siege continuing, and the Caitlyn damage is going to be pretty easy for her to take down this turret right there. I don't see NWE holding on for this one, even though there's no Baron buff. COG, only with like 1,000 gold lead, still scaring NWE away from their own territory here. Just saying, you know what, Shousters, just go get your split push, go take that bottom turret down. No one's stopping you yet. We'll trade. It'll be okay. We'll play later on.
Trying to get a little bit of money back for not being able to contest that turret against the long range of Caitlyn. It's not that much, though. This is pennies. Pennies on the dollar they're getting here.
Well, we'll see if the turret can go down. At least it'll help him a little bit, but iDream is already making his way across to stop that Shao split push. Promptstreet getting some of the side lane farm, making sure to keep those minions pushed as well. But as we see in the minimap, that is Shen forced away. That turret still at 3/4 health. The split push is not making anything happen. It's just letting Zac pick up a bunch of minions afterwards.
Exactly. There's pennies on both sides here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we don't also have, you know, Vayne's not going with that Quicksilver Sash, not too worried about the fear. As long as she can stay far enough away from Fiddlesticks.
Yeah,
feels
that
like
happened last time.
Feels like all that she has to do is kite Zac and Sin, which is basically what she's going to be doing all game long. Tumbling backwards, trying to deal out damage to those heavy tanks.
Yeah.
And that's why she's gone extremely high attack speed build here, just to play into those true Silver Bolts.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You look at the items she's going for, and of course it is Last Whisper. Now, that is standard for a Vayne in general, but getting the armor pen because she's dealing with high armor defenders, she needs to kill them off. So, right, the right choice there, not going defense, but you know the best defense is a good offense. So there we go. iDream pushing away Shao, and you can actually see that Zac is clearly bullying this lane, pushing Shen away, pushing Shao back to his own base, which gives a lot of room for COG to maneuver around right here, and you're seeing that.
Clash of the Titans. The Zac, very good answer to the Shen lane. He can solo him, like you said, but he also has that ability to interrupt Stand United, so they can make the call for him to either come force a fight with the rest of the team, or we saw some nice chunks there of the true damage, or he can just go down there and stop Shen's heads up.
Definitely going to be the case. So here we go. The push coming through now in the mid lane for COG.
They got one.
They got the jump in onto Quas, but will he sustain back up? iDream whiffs his jump over the wall. This could be the engage. There's a whole bunch of pain, and Quas goes down right away. No Zonia is used at all, and the battle has continued. Miwi getting jumped on, pushed back. Miriam also going to go down. The Lantern will not help him. Another kill picked up, 2 for 0. COG, great fight.
just burst down that Swain. Then he can't make use of any of the regen that's going on. That was beautiful and through a Stain United shield.
Yeah, that was massive. So now this turret's going to be falling very, very quickly. It's going to be an open inhibitor now for Cognitive Gaming. And this map is now theirs to control. 3,500 gold lead. Inhibitor down. Now we can see where they want to go. Inhibitor falls. I mean, there was a chance they missed it.
Hey, there we go. They don't care about taking an inhibitor. You know, that's not worth. It's the ward that's next to the inhibitor.
Yes,
that's the important part.
That's worth. Actually, not as much gold. It was only worth 30, and Hib's worth 50. So, they had their eyes on the wrong prize.
COG are gonna go take what is rightfully theirs, though. They paid the iron price. They get the blue buff and the dragon after this one. So they're gonna take all this bottom side away from New World Eclipse.
That's their first. I want to say it's like almost their first one at this point. I don't quite remember, but I know NWE took the first few there at the very least. It looks like blue buff gonna go down. Of course, I want to see who actually picks it up there. Valkyrie fearing away Promotional. He's gonna queue that one.
Still gets it.
And notice that even though he had Smite up, still wanted to save that though. Valkyrie goes through an award, but good pick up there. Good blue buff steal.
He's also clearing the small lizards. Those are almost as important as wards. Actually,
gold.
With the extra experience on them.
Yeah, they're decent amounts.
They've jumped up a notch.
40 some each. Yeah. So, and we saw Valkyrie at the very first one at the beginning of the game. Just kind of returning to say, hey, remember me? I killed you before.
Just like killed the whole small lizard family. That's brutal.
That's pretty rude. He hasn't killed the big lizard yet, though. Hasn't killed the daddy lizard. So Valkyrie's
now they're looking about the big daddy Baron, though, clearing out this. And that's just a signal where, yes, we're ahead, and we can bait you into a difficult position here. Nothing in the...
And as we go, red buff picked up by Captain Ziploc. He's going to be able to last hit that one. I think they wanted to give it to nothing here, but yeah, didn't quite happen. But even still, Shao finally with the split push, it's happened. He got his third turret kill. So that outer shell has finally been killed off. NWE taking at least some of the map back, but it's still 7-3 in turrets. There's still 3,000 gold. Actually, to be fair, that's only 3,000 gold. That is a much smaller lead than last time. This by our rate, should be a much closer game. NWE should be able to win a fight here.
It's going to have to be about the positioning here. IJIM doesn't hesitate. Goes right in.
Goes right into Quas. We'll see what the Shockwave does. Good flash there. Can he use Zonius in time? He's been feared. Quas trying to survive. Zonius at the last possible second. Can he get enough health? Look at the health bar going back up. It's not going to be enough. One kill picked up. The engage back on nothing here. Caitlyn's still alive right now. Shao putting down some damage. It won't quite force him away, but Miriam actually on the back lines is still alive. Can he go mental here? Shao blocks the shot. Zonius Zanfira stays alive. Shao's going to have to return on this one, but the shield comes across. The slow from distance. Shao, can he run away? Taking more attacks. The Caitlyn net. One more. Quadra kill for Zanfira.
Zanfira on that Orion and just dominating here. I thought that was going to be New World Eclipse's fight because Vayne was at the back, but she took out Zac first and Xin Zhao second. Those aren't the damage-dealing targets. Those are the tanks. It's the only choice that she had because they were right in front of her.
And that's going to be the Nexus turrets going down. And the Nexus as well. Cognitive Gaming with the 2-0 victory in the semifinals are going to move on to Sunday's finals. And tomorrow we'll have our other semi. It's going to be a great match.
That was some beautiful play, and the rest of the teams watching these matches are probably going to be banning Zac or first picking him.
He seemed pretty important there as well, and Zanfira, even though he took 3 bans, went pretty crazy that game.
That was a lot of bans just used to get this ridiculous Orianna that takes out not only the carry, but the rest of the team as well.
Yeah, so amazing play with these guys. Definitely showing themselves to be a contender. And remember, guys, this is not just, hey, it's a tournament for money, which of course it is a tournament for money, and that was all nice and fine. But again, the winner of the Challenger tournament here at PAX, played every morning, gets a spot in the Season 4 Spring Promotion Qualifier. And just as we saw this split with Cloud9, you can show up from the Challenger scene and dunk on freaking everybody. It can happen.
Everyone can be a Cloud9.
They'll be Cloud 10. They'll turn it up to 11. It's lame.
I'll give you that one. That
save me here, please. It was your turn to talk, and I'm just like, this is a bad joke. Kobe, say something. Dear God, this is horrible.
Cognitive Gaming looked very, very good. I don't know about the Cloud9-esque plays, but they did have a solid game plan, and they just followed it every time. So that they definitely are starting off PAX right.
They're starting it off pretty awesome. These guys made some amazing plays. Nothing here 7-0 and 6. The number of double kills he turned around were just kind of funny. It was like, oh, they're going to get me. Nope. And they took them all out afterwards. Like, he did a really, really good job. So, got to say, individual skill. Yeah, sure. There was the little juke, the switcheroo with the shield. But anyway, guys, it's going to do it for us for this game. We're going to send it back over to Jat and Riv for a look at the key plays in COG's win Game 2.
Thank you very much, Freak and Kobe. And some games that kind of looked like a little bit of nerves, but then stride was completely taken. COG was able to find the first few steps they took to the victory in the first game, which ended in a surrender. And then the second game, NWE found themselves, but COG was able to adapt.
Yeah, and this was another game where we had a great laning phase, except this game, they actually extended it a little bit longer, where they had a pretty decent-sized lead in this game. There was a 7-0 Swain in this game, by the way, that got overcame by COG Gaming. So it was quite a big comeback for these guys. And I think it really showed that they're kind of settled in now after not only having the snowballed win early game in the first game, but getting this one where they kind of had to fight back. Being able to do that on a stage like this gives you a lot of confidence as they move forward.
And you know, something that we really saw, or at least I did from COG in these games, is when they had a lead, they pressured that lead, which sometimes in the LCS we see take longer. Teams don't know they have that, but things like the Zac initiation that we're going to look at as a replay will tell us that story.
Yeah, but even before that, just the things they were able to do in lane, the double kills that Nothing Here kept pulling out again and again, really showed a difference because they were the ones that were communicating properly and pulling out in the clutch situations, which when teams are this good, for instance, even though these teams had a lot of nerves going through, those nerves will make all of the difference.
All right, and let's see just how they did this. We have a few replays for you from this game, so let's take a look at those.
Yeah, so this is the first one we have. Nothing Here. Let's just roll the clip at first speed because we already saw this twice during the game, but we had to just show it once again because Nothing Here and Valkyrin outplayed MWE and Merwin right there because just check out how Valkyrin took the tower aggro. They essentially eat the Shen ult damage, and this is the big thing. Vayne had to pull back because minion kills were down. Barrier was up, but MWE decided to tank the bullet anyway, and then Nothing Here waited for the barrier to go off, by the way, before flashing and going with his auto attacks. Those are split-second decisions that are life and death within the game, and COG made perfectly pretty much the entire time.
Well, he was able to get himself near 7-0 with another, I believe, triple kill coming off of the Zac. Now, this clip was just them knowing they were ahead and they needed to initiate.
Yeah, and he really just took the advantage he'd gotten from lane after back-to-back double kills and then pulled it through in later teamfights. The teamfights became very chaotic, and this fight was an example of that. It was basically Swain versus Caitlyn and who would be able to take down the other. There were some very close things in this fight, actually.
Yeah, we'll see how Zac initiates. Let's take a look at this clip.
Yeah, so in this one, let's just roll it at half speed to see how clean the initiation was from Zac and Orianna. iDream flew all the way over. The Orianna ball goes for the shield, and they get the let's bounce with a shockwave, nearly taking down Vayne and Jarvan at the same time. And pause it here. We get to see how the fight's actually broken up right now. Vayne had to flash over the wall, so not necessarily that beneficial in this fight, but Quas up on the top of the screen on Swain does a lot of work and basically pushes back Nothing Here and the rest of COG Gaming. So it actually looked for a second like NWE was going to take this fight. Keep rolling it at full speed here. It's very chaotic, so it's hard to follow, but Vayne comes back around. Swain basically eats the Fiddlesticks damage because he is Swain at this point, and remember, he is 7-0, so he's extremely strong here. And this was the key point in the fight. Pause it here. Nothing Here is returned to the fight because Shao and Quas pushed him back, but they didn't actually take damage here. And right now, NWE is tunneled on finishing off the Zac Bloblets. But Zac actually revives right before Swain's root hits on the damage there, and just roll this at full speed to see how Zac revives because the W would have killed the Zac Blobs if he hadn't revived right beforehand. At that point, it's panic time for Quas. Nothing Here had too many items already. Infinity Edge, pickbacks, Zeal, and he picks off the triple kill to finish off the A's. Nothing to see here from his perspective.
Absolutely nothing to see here anymore. The body's laid to waste. And amazing Caitlyn play, like we said, going to 7-0, bolstering that score with more kills as they went to the Nexus. And COG really showed that they have what it takes to play in a stressful live environment.
Yeah, because even though they won that last fight so resoundingly, that was the fight that actually kind of brought them into the lead. They still had a whole bunch of game to go to be able to close it. So it was a very good showing for them, in my opinion, overcoming a fed Swain like that with really, the only way they come back from that Swain is if Caitlyn gets fed as well, because she's the only thing that can outrange it. And Swain would have just drain tanked the rest of the team if he was on a different AD carry. Very good job by...
All right, we'll see what COG can do on Sunday. We've got to take a short break, but when we return, Cognitive Gaming's mid laner, Zamfira, will join us to talk about his team's impressive performance. Then it's time for our first match up in the NALCS Regional Playoffs, Team Solo Mid versus Counter Logic Gaming. The League of Legends Championship Series